Good morning. I'm going to be the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate for today's hearing. I want to begin by explaining how this process is going to work. We will hear building cases on the agenda first, then the city will call the cases as they appear on the agenda. If you appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those cases where no one else has appeared, but that's only true if you have signed in. So if you have not signed in, please see one of the officers in the back of the room and make sure that you get signed in for today. Once your case is called, I ask that you proceed to the podium on my right-hand side, which is right over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You will have an opportunity to review evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will also have the opportunity to testify and present me with any of your own evidence. Once I have all the testimony and evidence, I will make a ruling. I will also enter a written order either today at the hearing or in the next few days, which you will receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through this process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. Now, although this is not a formal courtroom, all testimony today is given under oath. So if you're going to testify or you think you might testify or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm going to ask that you stand and raise your right hand and I will swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under the penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida? Please be seated, and the city can call its first case.
First case number 1, 3700 South Dixie Highway, CE 21040365, number 1, 3700 South Dixie Highway.
Please proceed.
Good morning, Tom Orr, Development Services. Back in April of this year, we were called out on a neighborhood complaint about 3700 South Dixie, that there was a deck installed in the rear, that there was activity there in the evening, and they were complaining. And there was a nice little deck built back there. So red tag was issued April 8th of this year, and Sean is the owner, I believe, and he applied for a permit to get the deck approved, and it went into plan review. It's been there for quite a while. So we gave them 4 extensions, and then finally we decided to talk about it here. The certified mail went out on October 5th, and it was hand-delivered about the meeting today on October 14th. So we'd like to kind of get the plan put through, approved and issued, and get it completed.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Sean Rush.
And what is your relationship with the owner of this company?
I own Sean Rush Atelier, which is an art gallery and design firm.
Can you speak a little more clearly into the microphone, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sean Rush, and I'm the owner of Sean Rush Atelier, which is a art gallery and design firm.
And you rent the property from Mara Management?
I do, for 10 years.
Okay, so the city says that you built a deck, I guess, without a permit. Is that correct?
There was an existing deck there that was rotting, so I removed the rot and replaced it with pressure-treated lumber.
Okay. So you expanded the deck?
No, we didn't expand the deck. We just repaired most of it. I mean, we pulled almost all of it out because it was rotting. But I didn't realize that there wasn't a permit filed for it originally.
Okay. So the city says that you filed for a permit, but it hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, we were waiting for architectural plans to come through because I had to hire an architect to draw the plans, and they came in finally this week.
All right. How much time do you need to get this finished?
We have all of the plans ready, so I would say, well within 60 days.
That's fine.
All right. I'll give you the 60 days. What remedy was the city seeking here?
I'm sorry, what?
What fine amount was the city seeking?
$50 a day?
All right, sir, I'm going to give you the 60 days to bring this, but there's a potential fine of $50 a day after that, so you really need to get on it, okay?
Okay, absolutely.
All right. In case CE 210400365, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $50 per day may issue. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, here's a copy of your order. Number 235 Santa Lucia Drive, CE 210403888. Number 235 Santa Lucia Drive. We have no one signed in for this case.
Morning, Dan Kempa, Building Services. This property was cited in April of this year for remodeling, interior remodel with no permits. The property owner was notified by certified mail, was posted, and was posted in the lobby here at City Hall. I was in contact with the owner, gave them a 30-day extension, and she applied for permits, and she had just purchased the property. She's run into real problems. The property was falsely represented at sale, and the back structure, which was a garage, was apparently converted by the previous owner. So she's going to decide how she's going to approach it, because it was sold to her as livable space, and when she went for permits, it was kicked back that the only thing that was on record in property appraiser and city records was a garage. So I gave her 30 days to, she was going to decide whether she was going to get an architect, engineer, and start from the bottom up, like it never had been, change of use. And I know she's from out of state, and I told her to keep me abreast of what her decision was going to be, and I never heard from her again. She had some discussion with the plan reviewer, and there is notes in the computer that he spoke with her, but I never did get another. So what I would recommend is 60 days to get this thing ironed out, or $100 a day fine after the 60 days.
Can she get the appropriate approvals within 60 days? Is that enough time?
What's that now? Oh,
Is she here?
is this the,
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Val Atienza, I'm a neighbor, and I'd like to state that it's technically not a garage, it was always a carport, an open carport. I've lived there for many years.
You're in the neighboring property. What address do you live at, sir?
241.
And what did you come here to tell me, sir?
To make sure a carport doesn't get turned into a cottage and Airbnb'd or whatever.
I can't speak to that, sir. The approvals that she may or may not get through the building office are beyond the scope of my authority. My only issue here is whether or not there's a violation of the code, and if there is, to find that and to.
Understood.
Yeah.
But I'd like to correct the record and say it's a carport, not a garage.
well, I'm only going what Papa has it listed as.
Okay.
Carport.
So the city wants to give them 60 days to either obtain the permits or I guess remove the structure. Is that essentially it? Or return it to a carport?
I didn't hear you. 60
I said
days
the
what?
city wants to give them 60 days to obtain the appropriate permits or to remove or return the structure to its original purpose. Is that essentially it?
Correct.
Okay. And what fine was the city seeking?
Oh, $100 a day after the 60.
All right. All right, in case CE 210400388, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 105.1 and 110.3. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The order I don't have the order yet, and I don't have a copy of the order to give to you. Number 3, 416 Puritan Road, CE 210800254. Number 3, 416 Puritan.
Good morning. On 8/18 of this year, a stop work order was issued at 416 and 418 Puritan Road for interior renovations and exterior renovations. They were told to stop. They continued working. We gave them a subsequent extension. They have applied for permits, but they continued working without those permits being approved. And on the last visit, when I took them the notice of violation,
Did you say they continued working after a stop?
yeah. And on the last trip out there to put the notice of violation, it seemed like all the units were rented, people were living. So that is definitely a big no-no.
Has there been any evidence that they've applied for any permits at this stage?
They have applied, but they have not been approved, but the work is all done. So,
So they actually commenced work before the permits were issued?
oh yes.
Okay. So what is the city seeking here?
Seeking, I'd say $100 a day until they get the permits approved. And then they're gonna have to prove, you know, what, all the work they did. I mean, it's all covered up, so I don't know how they're gonna do that. We'll figure that one out later.
How much time are you looking to give them to do this?
They've been in there for a pretty long time, so I'd say another 20 days.
Well, just to be consistent, let's make it 30.
Okay.
All right, in case CE 210802454, make the following findings of fact and law. Find
Can I
notice is
jump
sufficient-
in here, Special Magistrate? I'm sorry, I just
Go
want to
ahead.
make sure that there was proper notice.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
was the notice sent out by certified mail?
Yes,
By regular mail?
yes.
Do you have any record that the certified mail was received or returned?
I don't have proof of that now.
Okay. Thank you. And was the City Hall posted?
I think so, yes.
And was the property posted?
Yes.
Did you post the
I
property?
posted it.
Thank you.
Okay, and for the record, I guess we have evidence of this in the file here. Thank you for addressing that. I should have done that myself. Okay, in case CE 2108024, make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 105.1 and 109.4. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of up to $100 per day measure.
Number 18, 233 33rd Street, CE 2109054. Number 18, 233 33rd Street.
Morning. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Joe Petrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This repeat violation case is a reference to a single-family lot that was found in violation of the same code section, 18106B, excessive growth on September 18th, 2019, and January 3rd, 2018. Though there are two former cases for the same violation in the last 5 years, this is the first time that the property was cited for a repeat violation. The respondent, Mr. Lang, complied on both occasions within the time limit ordered by the magistrate for those two cases, and no fines were assessed. I first observed this repeat violation on September 13th, 2021. The notice of violation was posted at the property and at City Hall on September 16th, 21. After the notice of violation was posted, I was contacted by Mr. Lang, who explained he would comply within the next few days. I drove out to the property on September 20th and found the property was in compliance on that date. The property was out of compliance with Code Section 18106B for 7 days. The city is asking for a fine of $50 a day for the 7 days it was out of compliance, for a total of $350. Yesterday afternoon, I did observe the property out of compliance once again. I spoke to Mr. Lang yesterday and advised him that he may be issued an additional notice of hearing, notice of violation for a repeat violation for that. He did produce pictures this morning on his cell phone that appears that he did do some work that brought the property into compliance. I'm going to take a ride out there this afternoon to verify that.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Christopher Lang.
So the city says that you're not keeping your property up, sir.
Yeah, I just recovered from COVID. I was diagnosed with COVID on August 24th, and this violation posted on 9/13. I was still pretty much suffering. I couldn't comply, although, I mean, I was still recovering, but I managed to comply. And I apologize, but I seem to be getting swatted by one of my neighbors. And I thought this year, as of July 1st, that anonymous code violations were no longer allowed. So when and Officer Patrick I respect a lot, and I would like to get my fine reduced. When I asked around, or I called and asked who had reported it, it was a neighbor who lived at 303 33rd Street, Miss Frances Sauer. And the problem is, according to the certificate of death, Mrs. Sauer died in April of this year, and this code was, that was found out of compliance in September of this year. So somebody had hidden behind my friend who had died and called this code violation and using a false name. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't need a haircut on the hedges and cleaned up and everything like that. I put a lot of people in the ground in the last 2 years. And I just myself still having some lingering effects from COVID, but I want to be in compliance. And I don't like, the anonymous swatting that seems to have taken place literally every year for the last several years, including, a police raid that was falsely called in on my property back in May of 2014, where somebody said that there was illegal activity.
Sounds like one of
going-
your neighbors doesn't like you very much, huh?
Well, I'm not the first neighbor that has had issues, and two of the neighbors have moved out within the last few years because of ongoing conflicts with this neighbor. But the most reprehensible part is hiding behind a dead person and making, an allegation under false pretenses of representing themselves as a woman who has passed away. Now that we have the law that says, hey, you can't be anonymous anymore, this person is in violation of something. I'm sure they broke some kind of state law by lying to Officer Petrick. I will do everything that I can to stay in compliance.
Hold on one second, Mr. Lang. Can you shed some light on this for me about what's been going on here?
As far as the complaint is concerned, or
Yeah.
history of the complaints? About twice, one, two, three times a year, I do get calls over the past 3 years regarding the property. And if it's out of compliance, I do cite it. As far as this complaint for this particular case, it was received by phone call. When I did ask the person their name, they did give me the name of the person at the address that Mr. Lang indicated. I did put it in a case file. I didn't obviously check to see if the person was deceased or not. I just put the name that was provided to me and the address in the case file.
How many times has this property been cited for this particular issue?
Well, in the last 5 years, this would be the third code enforcement case for the same violation.
And I
So, like, tell me, why is it that is it that you're not maintaining it until the city notices it or your neighbor notices it? Can you tell me what's going on?
It's kind of a proximity to the neighbor that I think is the Voldemort of the neighborhood, who has called code enforcement on everyone, threatened their animals, fought with everyone, and I just avoid that side of my property because I don't want to have a conflict. I want to be in compliance, but I'm embarrassed to have to say that I don't want to go over to that side of my property because of encounters with this person. So
See, the equities that I'm weighing here is that the city has a lot of, it's a big city and there's not that many code officers. So
Right.
to the degree that a code officer has to come and cite every time that there's an issue with this, I have to take into account the cost of the city of, the city doesn't, you okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the city can't be sort of your property, advisor to tell you periodically, hey, you got to cut it. On the other hand, I recognize the circumstances here can be difficult. Tell you what I'll do. The city's asking for, $50 a day? I'll cut that down to $25, so a one-time fine of $175, and just ask that you keep this up, okay?
I will do my best, sir.
All right. As for your neighbor, I'm not sure there's much I can do for you there, but good luck.
Well,
All right, KCE 210905154, I make the following
Emailed.
findings of fact and law. I find notice is
Emailed.
sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B and 2635. Respondent, you find $25 a day for a total of 7 days for a total fine of $175.
It'll come in the mail.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in, sir, and good luck.
Number 42, 4101 South Dixie Highway, CE 210900107. Number 42, 4101 South Dixie Highway.
Which number did you call?
42.
42.
And I believe this respondent's here for number 43 also.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on September 11th. Certified mail was sent out September 13th, received September 16th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted September 14th. This property was cited for code violations that were caused by the tenants that were there. Florida Building Code 105.1 and 110.3 required permits and inspections for a parking lot seal stripe. 9435I, failure to maintain the site plan. 94404F, removal of obsolete signs. 94485B1E, paved and marked parking. 94485G, traffic control aids. As of today, 94404F did comply. They covered up the old business sign. The owner is here to speak about what the tenants have caused. All the other violations do remain and require a permit to fix and to meet the city zoning requirements, ADA requirements. The city's recommending 60 additional days or $150 a day fine.
Good morning.
Ma'am,
Good
can you tell me your
morning,
name,
sir.
please?
I'm the owner of 4150 and 4101. It's the South Dixie Trust. And it came to my knowledge that there were some violations after receiving the letter.
Ma'am,
I
can you tell me your
called
name?
Mary Atala, Atalla.
That's not the name I have listed here as the owner.
South Dixie Trust for 4115 and 4101. That's how we have the lease.
I have it as Nabil.
Yeah, that's my sister. They live in California, and I have been maintaining. We are in a trust together.
Is that all right with the city?
Mr. Grantham, Kirk Grantham, is
Hold
the
on one
lawyer.
second, ma'am. Hold on one second, ma'am.
Mr. Pasmino, do you know this young lady as one of the owners?
Yes, I've met her out there with the business owners as well.
Okay, very good.
She's been my point of contact.
All right, ma'am. So tell me what's going on.
Basically, I found out about the violations because all along I was told, don't worry, we seek permits and so on. And I was ill for a while. I couldn't get out. I passed by that street most of the times. And I started seeing things not right. And all of a sudden, I get this letter, and I met with Mr. Pasmino, and I said, tell me what's going on. And he brought out all the violations the tenants have done. Some of it has been rectified. He can tell you that. They took care of it. And they stopped paying me rent. And I was calling them, and they promised in his presence that they're gonna take care of the parking lot and do all the compliance. They're no longer there. And right now, I already moved, told him, I called 2 companies to come give me an estimate on resurfacing the parking area and fixing the issues that they left me with. I have 1 contractor coming tomorrow, and I have 2 other, yesterday 1 guy for the resurfacing have showed up. So all I'm asking really the city to give me some time to deal with this issue that came from nowhere.
How much time do you need, ma'am?
I would appreciate having at least, I'll be done, I know, before that, 90 days because of the holidays, and I have my kids coming from abroad whom I haven't seen in 2 years.
I have no objection to 90.
All right, ma'am, I'll give you the 90 days, but it's important that you talk with Officer Pasmino and make sure you understand exactly what needs to be done, okay?
Absolutely, absolutely, he knows that.
All right, in case CE 210900107, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections except for 94404F. Respondent has 90 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue. So it's important you make sure you get it done in those 90 days.
Absolutely, it'll
All
be
right.
done, I promise. Thank
luck,
you,
ma'am.
sir. Thank you.
You're here for the next case also, number 43-40115 South Dixie Highway, CE 210900108.
Yes. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was also cited September 11th. Certified mail was sent out September 13th. It was returned September 19th. In addition, the property and City Hall were posted on September 14th. This is the neighboring property. It had similar violations, but some additional violations. So this property was cited for 105.1, failure to secure building permit for parking lot, seal stripe, 82-144 business tax receipt. It was licensed for car dealership, and they were doing a car hand wash at this property. 110.3 required inspections for required permits. 9435I, failure to maintain site plan. 94402B.2-2, prohibited banners, balloons, banners. 94402B.2-5, prohibited portable signs. 94485B1E, paved and marked parking. 94485G, traffic control aids. 94-6, restrictions upon land use for the hand car wash business. As of today, code sections 82-144, 94402-B.2-2, 94402-B.2-5, and 94-6 have complied. I have spoke to the owner. The owner's here today, and I've met with the business owners before they were evicted. Same thing. They require permits to fix the parking lot, seal and stripe. The tenants painted over the whole parking lot with white paint and removed all required planning, zoning, markings, and ADA requirements. The city is recommending an additional 60 days to come into compliance, or the city is asking for $150 a day fine.
So, ma'am, I'm going to guess that you're going to want the 90 days here, right?
Thank you. Please, yes, because I'm taking care of them together.
Yeah, so the remaining issue on here is just the repairing and making the parking lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
with the required permits.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right, and then I guess this car washing business is no longer operating on the property?
No, they stopped that right away after notice was received. So that was complied, and all the signs and everything was removed.
All right, ma'am, I'll give you the 90 days here as well.
thank you, sir.
All right, in case CE 210900108, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1, 110.3, 9435I, 94485B1E, and 94485G. Respondent has 90 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, here's a copy of your orders. Number 41, 4201 Georgia Avenue, CE 21090098. Number 41, 4201 Georgia Avenue.
Good morning.
Is there somebody here for 41? Meredith Townsend?
4201 Georgia Avenue. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on September 10th, 2021. Certified mail was sent out September 17th. It was returned. And in addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on September 20th. This property was cited for 22-32A, certificate of use required, 82-144 business tax receipt, 94-315B1 outdoor storage, and 94-485B-1-E paved and marked parking. This property is a business that's operating there, Aqua Escapes Inc. They're storing sand as part of their gunite business. I have spoke to the owner of the business. I met him out there at the property, and as of yesterday, he applied for the business tax receipt. In person, he came to the city to apply. It's still remaining approval and going through the zoning to make sure that type of business is allowed. Outside storage does remain. That it has been that at one point the piles of sand were stored so high that it was visible from outside of the fence. The piles have been reduced since, and the unpaved parking has stopped. The city is recommending 30 additional days to meet the approval of the business tax receipt, or we're asking for $200 a day.
Can you give me your names, please?
My name is Deanna Smith. I live across the street from this business, and I just need you to know that they're still operating the business today as I'm here. They still have piles of sand. They still bring in trucks to dump sand. They bring in trucks to pick up the sand. The sand, I was told, would be covered. It is not. The sand is supposed to be wet sand. I suffer from COPD, and you have a haze over the neighborhood from this sand when the wind blows, or he has people out there that physically sweep our street because of the sand. And he does this, and he's been operating all this time without a license, and they're still running their business. They have a business at 4101, and then what they do is they bring in this huge equipment that loads the trucks up with the sand, and then they run these equipments right across the railroad track on Nottingham
Magistrate,
to
if I can
Miller
interrupt,
Avenue.
but I guess the owner is here for the property. They just signed in, so I'm not sure if you want to hear from them first.
Yeah. All right, ma'am, can you have a seat just for a second, and I'll let you tell me. No, I need the owner first before.
She's not the owner, she's a neighbor.
Oh, is the owner here?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I think from what I heard from the business, he has like a 6-month lease with the owner, and he's operating that business.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's
the
either
owner.
the person that's running the property or the property owner here? Just the neighbors are here?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you can continue.
I'm sorry. Anyway, my concern is Nottingham Avenue is a main street from Parker Avenue to Dixie Highway. They're running these huge machinery behind their trucks that they fill up over to their other part of their business on Miller Avenue, which they've destroyed that. It's nothing but sand and water, and I mean, it's a mess. It's too big of a company to be in the city of West Palm Beach. Now, the owner did approach me. He wanted to see if we couldn't come to some kind of agreement. There is no agreement if the sand isn't covered, if the sand isn't wet, And his response to the huge equipment that's run on Nottingham is everybody does it. Our roads aren't going to last. Our houses aren't going to last. The sand, like I said, if you hit the sunlight at a certain time of day, you've got like a haze everywhere.
How long has this been going on?
Only 2 months, 3 months. And the code enforcer, Richard, I forgot what his last name is the one that suggested I come to this hearing, or we do, because they don't have a license, and they're still operating daily. They haven't shut down, they have no intent. I have some pictures that you're welcome to have, and it will just show you the sand. Would you like it?
You can show them to the code officer first.
But all my neighbors are concerned about it because, like I said, we're talking about a huge company here. It's not a little bitty dump truck company. They bring in 18-wheelers, and these 18-wheelers, they dump the sand. And then you've got this big front-end loader that comes along and will try to level out the sand on one side. They've got two sides of the property with sand. They built a road in between. Then they pile up the sand, then the front end loader comes in, picks up the sand, puts it on another dump truck that takes it across the street to Miller Avenue. This is how they're operating, which I don't have a problem with somebody trying to be in business, but I do have a problem if it's going to affect our health, and it is. The sand is going to go everywhere. It's in our air conditioning systems. There's nothing we can do. And what upsets me is Richard, the code enforcer, said he had cited him. And he said, but the only thing is I can't shut him down. I can't tell him to stop. And I'm like, well, why not? I've got to breathe this, and I'm on oxygen at times when the COPD acts up. So my health has to suffer, and my house has to suffer, my units have to suffer for this guy to make a living. It just doesn't seem fair.
Right. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Ma'am, did you want to speak?
Yes, hi. My name is Shalia Fratcher, and I live down the street. And she's absolutely correct. There is a haze it's over my car. I know that if it's over my car, and I have a black car, so I see it all the time, and it's definitely on the air conditioner. So I have a concern too. Don't have the health issues, but I don't want any either. So I just want to know what can be done. I don't want to stop anybody from making a living either. I agree with Neela, but at the same time, we have a right to live. I mean, the environment is bad enough as it is, but we don't need people adding to it either.
I appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you for coming in. And there was one more neighbor that wanted to speak? Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please, and where you live?
Good morning. My name is Anna Polo, and I live in 4125 Garden Avenue, which is right across this property. And my complaint is, I didn't notice at first, but like about a month ago or something like that, I came home and my eyes were itchy. It was cloudy. It never happens. So this thing happened twice, and I did not put it together. So walking in the neighborhood, I just walked around and I see these piles of sand that they were kind of covered on the top, but the sides had the sand there in the evening. So I could see that. I was wondering what it was. So like, for example, this morning I got up before I went to work, like at 7:30, and I hear these little trucks, beep, 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 backing up, and it's just like there is a machine, there is a huge machine there. She's loading little trucks, loading a little truck. When I got out of the house, the little truck was leaving already, full of sand, and there was a cloud of sound coming my way. I mean, I could see it in the air. I was like, oh, okay. So I saw it in the morning because I go to work, and I'm not home all day. So I'm concerned about the health hazard, because this is not like real sand. This is sand that has chemicals. So we are going to be breathing this, and apparently they do this all day long. So I actually can tell you about this morning because I was there. So it's sand with chemicals, because it's for, I guess it's to construct pools, to build pools. So obviously it's not like real sand, it has something in it. I'm concerned about the sewer system, because a couple of years ago they redid our sewer system, but all this sand, even though they sweep the street once a week, all this sand is like basically going into the sewer too, through the drainages. And that's something that I always try to keep up with whenever I see debris or whatever. I'm concerned about also the big trucks. I mean, it's just like 30,000 tons of sand in each truck, plus the truck, all the weight, all day long going through the roads. I mean, it's close to the railroad track, but it's just like the roads, it's not in good shape now. And this is like a constant, everyday operation. I mean, I don't know how many tons they carried. 30,000 tons, 45,000 tons, I have no idea. But the point of the matter is like the sewer system, the roads are going to get worse than what they are so far. The breathing of this chemical sand, what is going to happen when there are hurricanes? And I saw the sand covered, but it wasn't completely covered from end to end. And even though it's covered at night, during the day, like today I drove by on purpose because I was coming here, so they have kind of like the coverings open, and you could see inside, and they have a road in the middle, and a huge pile of sand, like long as this room, huge pile, and then the road in the middle, and another huge pile here uncovered. So if it gets a little windy, that sand is going to blow all day long until they stop working, I guess. So, and of course, the cars, the air conditioners that are outside, they're going to get sand. I mean, it's like, it's not a good thing.
Okay,
And I just want to
I
know
understand, ma'am.
what is going to know about this? Okay. What is going to happen, or what can happen? I mean, I don't understand much about these things, but I'm concerned.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your testimony, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is this area even zoned for business?
I think
Is this a residential area?
I think it's industrial. I don't know exactly what is allowed at that property. When I spoke to zoning, they instructed me that, one of the violations was outside storage and unpaved parking, which I did cite.
But there is no business tax receipt for this property at this time?
They just applied yesterday in person. And on the application, they put sand storage, so once zoning approves it, it's kind of up to them.
All right, and you've had contact with the owner?
With the business owner, yes. I had cited one of his other properties on Miller and.
So the outdoor storage is still an issue, but the paid parking is not?
Correct.
All right.
And the way the code is written is outside storage can't be visible.
Okay. All right, in case CE 2109008, I make the following finding of fact on life. I notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 2232A, 82144, 9431315B1. I order the respondent to come into compliance within 30 days or a fine of up to $500 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 19, 525 35th Street, CE 210901155. Number 19, 525 35th Street.
All right, Joe Petrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This repeat violation case in reference to an Airbnb property that is in repeat violation for trash and debris. The property was last found in violation on July 7th, 2021. The respondent complied within the time frame required by that order, so no fine was assessed then. I first observed this repeat violation on September 13th, 21. The violation was posted at City Hall and at the property on September 16th, 21. After the property was posted, I was contacted by the respondent, Mr. Goldstein, Mr. Goldstein, like in time past, unfortunately, is very argumentative and wasn't very cooperative up front. But by the end of the conversation, he did, however, advise me that the alley would be cleaned up. I observed the property in compliance on September 21st, 21. Property was out of compliance with code section 18106A for 8 days. The city is asking for a fine of $100 a day for each day that property is out of compliance, for a fine totaling $800. There's a neighbor here that would like to speak on the constant challenges she has with the trash and debris on the property.
All right, come on up.
Hi, good morning. I live right next door, and
Can you tell me your name, please, ma'am?
Oh, Janice Lightman,
And where do you live?
529 35th Street.
And that's next door to this property?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what you saw.
The people renting for the Airbnb repeatedly took their trash and threw it in my back, consistently when they were there. Beer cans.
When you say in your back, you mean on your property or in the alleyway behind your property?
That is my property in the back to a point. I'm responsible for it.
Okay.
They take trash and threw it over the fence. Prophylactics used were thrown over my property. There was a property manager initially, and I could get to her, and she would do something, but she left, another one left, and now no one calls back. The owner he does not respond, and he's nasty and argumentative and hostile. They even took my trash can and put it over there and filled it up. And I have my number right on the trash can.
So you've repeatedly seen them put trash and debris in the alleyway?
Excuse me?
You've repeatedly seen them put trash and debris in the alleyway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, on my property. They throw it over the fence.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Is there anything further from the city?
The only thing I want to add is that to the neighbor's testimony is it appears that the debris has at times ended up on her property. Unfortunately, she received violation notices as well for it and has cleaned it up right away and advised, that it was from the next door neighbor. It appeared to be from the type of bottles and the type of trash that was being stored in back of this property.
But you've observed trash and debris being stored on the respondent's property? Or at least on the
Yes, sir. At times it has bled over into her property, and she's received violation notices because of it. It's part of her frustration, I believe.
I imagine it is very frustrating for her. All right, in case CE 210900155, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A and 26-35. Respondent, the violation constitutes a repeat violation under the Code of the City of West Palm Beach. I hereby issue a fine of $100 a day for the 8 days it was out of compliance for a total fine of $800.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for contested matters at this time. Next case, number 4325 Pine Street, CE 2109006, number 4325 Pine Street.
Good morning. Cassandra St. Hilaire with the City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on, September 2nd. Certified mail was sent out also on September 2nd, and certified mail was signed for on September 9th. The property and City Hall were posted September 3rd. I've had no contact with the property owner. Property was cited for clean and sanitary, excessive overgrowth, failure to comply, trees, hedges obstructing the right-of-way, and clean up the center of the right-of-way. At this time, all violations still exist. The city is requesting an additional 10 days or $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Have you any contact with the owner?
No contact.
Service through certified mail and posting?
Yes, please. Yes, certified mail was sent on the September 2nd and was signed for September 9th. Property and City Hall were posted.
You've observed trash and debris on the property?
Yes, sir.
I can
Well,
see the
clean and
accepted road.
sanitary, overgrowth.
Is it blocking the sidewalk? Is that the 74-4C4?
Yeah, up to the sidewalk and in the rear are overgrown. And the neighboring properties as well.
Why 10 days?
Because I feel it gives them enough time to get it done. I mean, they've been cited since September. Enough time for mailing to go out.
I'm going to make it 14 days just because of the way mail's been going lately.
No problem.
All right, in case CE 210900006, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of the listed code sections. Respondent has 14 days to bring the property into compliance or a fine of up to $50 per day, Mayor.
Number 5, 1445 North Mangonia Circle, CE 210900029.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited September 3rd. Certified mail was sent also on September 3rd. The property and City Hall were posted September 10th. I've had no contact with the property owner. Property was cited for certificate of use, parking requirements, rental license violation, and removing a prohibited vehicle. They have complied with removing the prohibited vehicle and the parking on the landscape. So at this time, the city is requesting an additional 30 days or $200 a day for the rental license and COU.
So this is a rental property?
Yes, sir.
And how do we know it's being rented?
I spoke with a few of the neighbors. This particular owner owns a few properties in the city as well.
But do we know that that they're renting this actual property?
Yeah, they live like across the street from the actual owners.
And there are people living in this
There are
property?
people living in there, yes.
All right, and you observed the vehicle parked in the swale?
Yeah, it's been moved since then.
So you're just looking at the,
Just the rental license and certificate of use.
okay. And you wanted to give them 30 days?
Yes, sir. At 30 days, $200 a day.
All right, in case CE 210900029, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 2232A and 18162A. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $200 per day, Mayor.
Thank you.
Number 6, 5009 Pinewood Avenue, CE 210800232.
City of West Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on August the 17th. Certified mail was sent August the 18th. It was returned the 26th. City Hall was posted on August the 18th. This property was cited for 18-106A, 18-106B, 74-34A-1J, and 18-106M. Compliant violations are 18-106B and 18-106M. Remaining violations are 74-34-A-1J and 18-106A. The city is requesting 15 days or $100 per day for the remaining violations.
Was the property posted?
Yes,
Thank you.
property was posted.
So they cut the grass, but they didn't pick up the trash, is that
They
it?
actually, there's more pictures. They actually got rid of all the grass now, and they've done 2 paved driveways and everything else besides pick up the remaining of the trash and move the garbage cans.
So pick up the trash and move the garbage cans.
Yep.
Have you had any contact with the owner?
Several, and I let her know all the time on what violations and what things need to be done, and she complains about everyone else's next to her, but doesn't do anything about hers.
Okay. In case CE 210800232, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 18106A and 7434A1J. Respondent has 15 days to come into compliance or fine of $100 per day, Mayor.
Number 7, 5957 Pinewood Avenue, CE 210802333.
City of West Beach Code, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on August the 17th. Certified mail was sent August the 18th. Certified mail was returned. City Hall was posted on August the 18th. This property was cited for 94-71C and 18-106A. All violations are still, not complied. The city is requesting 15 days or $100 per day after. And this is the same owner as the last property that we just had up.
Was the property posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you say posted in certified mail?
Yes, sir. And the City Hall was posted as well.
So in this case, we have trash and debris on the property.
Yep.
I can see that. And we have outdoor storage. All right, in case CE 2108023, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A and 9471C. Respondent has 15 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 8, 628 53rd Street, CE 210803117.
City of West Beach Code, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on August the 24th. Certified mail was sent August 24th. Certified mail was received September the 10th. This property was cited for 18-106A and 74-4-D-1. All violations are still remaining. None have been complied as of yet. The city is requesting 15 days or $100 per day after.
This is a different owner.
Yeah, different owner, but still the same circumstance of construction and debris and
Yeah.
stuff all over the place.
Trash and debris all over the property, it looks like.
Yep. With the roll-off right there, isn't that something?
They have a big trash bin there. I mean, they're not even putting it in the trash
Not even
bin.
using it.
Fascinating. Have you had any contact with the owner here?
Yes, I've had contact with him once before. I let him know the things that needed to be done. He advised me that, he was going to get the roll-off and they were going to clean it up. But as you can see, it's still in the same.
Notice by certified mail and posting?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 210800317, I make the following finding of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 18106A and 74-4-D1. Respondent has 15 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 9, 638 41st Street, CE 210801000.
Good morning, Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm, Go Compliance. This property at 638 41st Street was cited on 8/10/21. Notice of violation in City Hall was posted on 8/11/21. Property was cited for trash can placement, overgrowth in the rear of the property, and safe egress. I have not made contact with the homeowner. I've tried on several occasions. They have not been opening the doors, so. City is requesting additional 30 days to come into compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Let's see. So
Chris,
we
I'm
got-
sorry, I missed it. Was it by certified mail?
Certified mail and the property.
And
On
was there
8/11.
posting of the property?
On 8/11, yes.
I apologize. Thank you.
All right, so we got garbage can in view of the public.
Yes.
I haven't seen that picture, but is the garbage can in view of the public? Oh, okay, so is
You'll
that
see
it?
I have a couple of, you'll see a couple of them.
Okay.
No, there should be more pictures in there.
Tell me about the tree hurricane hazard issue.
Yeah, there's a few large trees in the back that are entangled in the electrical wires, and the neighbors are concerned that if we get a good, hurricane or some good strong winds, their property might be damaged, because of those trees are a little old and they're kind of interfering with the wires.
Are they a danger? I guess they're mixed in with the wire, huh?
Yes.
And the egress issue, is that the shutters that I saw on the windows?
Yeah, all the windows are covered.
And they don't have any boarding certificate or anything like that?
No.
We don't typically use 74-4C1 that often. Let me check the language on that. Sorry, just give me a minute here. Can you call up that code section? Because I'm not being, I'm having some trouble calling it up. 74-4C1? Hold on, mine just popped up. All right, let's see what you got. All lands in the city shall be kept free from vegetation, tree, yard, and garden waste, or any other matter that by reason of height, proximity to neighboring structures, physical condition, disease, such as not lethal. So you think it's the fact that it's in proximity to the power line structures that,
Yes, and also the trees they're leaning over to the property on the back, and the property owner in the rear, he's very concerned, and he doesn't want anything to happen to his property. If there's a hurricane or some strong winds. So,
can we pop that picture of the trees back up now?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair interpretation of that. All right. In case CE 210800100, I make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient enough on the property in violation of listed code sections. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Thank you for your patience, Officer Thompson.
Number 10, 623 44th Street, CE 210800110.
Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm, code compliance. Property at 623 44th Street was cited on 8/11/21. Notice of violation in City Hall was posted on 8/11/21. Property was cited for inoperable vehicles on the property, unpaved parking, trash can placement, outdoor storage, livestock on the property, sod, and illegal use of land, and also rotting wood. I have made contact with the homeowner. He's in the process of evicting these tenants. He's asking for an additional 30 days to come into compliance or $100 a day, which are $100 a day until compliance is achieved after.
So you spoke with the owner of the property, and I guess the
Yes.
tenants living on the property?
Yes.
And he's currently evicting them?
Yes.
And he communicated to you that he needs another 30 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Was notice sent by certified and regular mail?
Yep, on 8/11.
Thank you.
And you posted the property itself? Because I know you said you posted City Hall.
8/11, yes.
Yeah, okay. I know I'm going to regret asking this, but what's the farm animal livestock issue?
They have chickens on the property.
They have chickens on the property?
Mm-hmm.
You saw these?
Yes.
Oh, that's fascinating. And can you tell me what the roof wall issue is?
The what now?
18103B, you said repair the roof and walls?
On the garage, in front of these vehicles, the wood's rotting. Illegal use of land, they're doing body work and mechanic work on the property. And what else?
Garbage can?
Trash and debris, yes.
Well, trash and debris I can see. Is it,
Garbage
okay,
can.
and the garbage can I can see, landscape I can see,
Outdoor
parking I
storage.
can see. And you saw them doing auto body work on the property?
Yes, neighbors complain. I've actually seen them. This has been going on for quite some time.
All right, outdoor storage I can see, okay. All right, in case CE 210801110, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of all of the listed code sections. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 11, 729 44th Street, CE 210800127.
Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm, code compliance. Property at 729 44th Street was cited on 8/11/21. Notice of violation in City Hall was also posted on 8/12/21. Property was cited for obstruction of right-of-way. They have inoperable vehicles on the property. There's outdoor storage and overgrowth. I have spoken to the owner, which is the owner of the previous property that we just looked at, and he also is requesting an additional 30 days to get this property in compliance. He also has tenants that he's in the process of evicting as well. City's requesting additional 30 days or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Well, I saw the junk vehicle. Yep. Excessive growth, is that the,
On the
Yeah,
bushes on the
okay.
side, on the grass as well. Yeah.
outdoor storage I can see, what a mess. Obstruction of right-of-way, I can clearly see that as well, okay. All right, in case CE 210800127, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Can I just get onto the record? I did see a photo that the property was posted but was certified in regular mail sent.
On 8/12, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 12, 4000 Adams Avenue, CE 210800083.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On
morning,
September
Officer
21st, the property at 4000 Adams Avenue was cited for fence repair, tree alteration permit, and restricted vehicle to be removed, RV. The property was posted as well as City Hall on September 27th. Certified mail was sent September 22nd. Certified mail was received September 24th. I've been in constant contact with the property owner. Up to yesterday, we had a conversation. The property has since come into compliance with the tree alteration permit and the restricted vehicle. The only thing that remains is the fence repair. Owner has pulled a permit for repair of partially repaired the fence. One side of the property has installed a new fencing, as you can see, but the chain link is still in disrepair in the back and along the side of the property. The owner was requesting additional time to get a quote to get that chain link either replaced or repaired. Taking that into consideration, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
So we're just down to this fence, huh?
Yep.
That seems reasonable to me in 30 days. And I did hear you say that you sent certified mail and you posted?
Correct.
All right. In case CE 210800083, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation 94302A4. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 13, 2021 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, CE 210800377.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On August 31st, the property at 2021 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard was cited for resurfacing a parking lot and striping, trash and litter found on property. The property was posted as well as City Hall on September 2nd. Certified mail was sent September 1st. Certified mail was received September 3rd. I did make contact with the property owner. Property has since come into compliance with the litter and the trash, but the application has been submitted for the permit for the resurfacing of the parking lot. It has not been issued. So with that being said, city's recommending 45 days to have that permit issued, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
I think 45 days is enough. Sometimes it takes a while to get the contractor
I
out
mean,
there.
with the growth that we're having right now, I mean, I just want to give him enough time to get it done.
Why don't we just say
'Cause, I mean, he
60?
made an effort to get the place cleaned up.
Yeah, why don't we give them 60 days? Because one thing that we know with this day
Sounds
and age
good.
is the contractors are tough sometimes to get there out there. And if they've already submitted, it looks like they're trying to comply.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
All right, in case CE 21080377, I make the following findings of fact on law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 94-485E. Responded 60 days to come to compliance. What was the fine you were seeking?
$100 a day.
I'm sorry?
City's requesting $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 144197 North Haverhill Road 206, CE 21090210.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On September 17th, the property at 4197 North Haverhill Road, Unit 206, was cited for failure to provide window screening, exterior doors and windows to make weather tight, rental license violation, and certificate of use. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted September 28th. Certified mail was sent September 20th. Certified mail was received October 8th. I did have a conversation with the tenant this morning to get an update on the repairs. She stated that no repairs have been made. Application has not been received for the rental license either. I did receive an email from the property manager, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, but no action has been taken. With that being said, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance with all violations, or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
What'd they say in the email they sent you?
Oh, assuring me that everything will be taken care of, but nothing has been done. I mean, the easiest thing that could have been done was the application submitted. I mean, they didn't even take an effort to do that.
Well, probably the easiest thing that could have been done was putting in the window screens. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
But the thing is, when it comes to the rental violations, I send out a copy of the application along with the notice. So, I mean,
yeah,
I try to help them as much as I can.
Well, let's see if I can help them. In case CE 21090210, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance, or a fine of $200 per day may issue.
Number 155101 Caribbean Boulevard, CE 21090215.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On September 17th, the property at 5101 Caribbean Boulevard was cited for litter, trash, and debris and outdoor storage. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on September 20th. Certified mail went out September 20th. Certified mail was received September 24th. I tried to document this as much as I could. I went to the property multiple times, and every time I visited the property, there was always trash and debris scattered about the property.
That's a lot of trash and debris.
Yeah, they got ongoing construction there as well. But I mean, that's not just from the construction. I made an attempt to make contact with the property manager on September 20th and explain all the violations. But every time I visit the property, there's trash. So with that being said, the city's recommending 10 days or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
What's the outdoor storage?
Some
Are there still empty
some building
pallets being-
material that's being stored on the property.
Is that still the case, the last time you were there?
Yes, like I said, it's ongoing construction, so there's gonna always be stuff stored out there. And that's my other concern, is that dumpster that's overflowing with trash. But that small portion of outdoor storage that has been the building material, it tends to dwindle. But the other issue is they have bedding and other material that's being stored on the other side of the property. There should be photographs of that.
Yeah. I mean, I presume if they have a building permit, they have the right to bring the building
Right.
materials there. Yeah.
But now what's happening, they're storing bedroom items out there.
Okay.
There's a lot of photos.
All right, well, I agree with you, it doesn't take that long to clean up a property, but mailing does take a little bit of time, so let's make it 14 days.
That's fine. Because, I mean, even that dumpster, I think they finally got that removed the last time I visited the property.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, they're trying to make an effort, but I mean, it's an apartment complex. You got the tenants, they're always constantly throwing trash out there. I get it, it's an upward battle, but they still got to keep somewhat clean.
They got to fight the battle a little bit better.
Yes, sir. I told them, hire the help.
All right, in case CE 210902215, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation, listed code sections, respondent has 14 days to come into compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you, sir.
Number 16 is complied, 435th Street, CE 210800072. Number 17 is complied, 430, that's same case. Number 20 is rescheduled, it's another matters case, 4200 San Marino Boulevard, 208, CE 19010242. Number 21, 512 Lilac Court, CE 210800342.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for failure to obtain a rental license, certificate of use, and is also cited for a vacation rental, evidence of engaging in business. Certified mail was signed for on 9/10/2021. There's an ad that's attached to the case file for this vacation rental. I've had no contact with the property owner, and there's no active application in the system. The city's requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
All right, so this property is being listed on Airbnb as a vacation rental?
Yes, sir.
And it still is, at least the last time you checked?
Yes, sir.
Did you, I heard you said certified mail, did you post the property as well?
No, sir, when I got the certified mail back, I didn't go out and post the property. I did visit the property, but I didn't post it because the certified mail was already back.
And the certified mail was signed and returned?
Signed for 9/10, yes.
But you've had no contact from the owner?
No, sir.
And you want to give them 30 days or $200 a day?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 210800342, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I found the property in violation, listed code sections, respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $200 per day may issue.
Number 22, 216 Zuma Street, CE 210800346.
This property too was cited for failure to obtain a rental license, certificate of use, and to obtain a vacation rental license. On 10/6, I spoke with the owner, sent her an email with an enclosed application for the City of West Palm Beach and for the Department of Professional Regulations. Probably about 10 minutes ago, I spoke to the owner again. She left me a voicemail wanting to find out, get an update as to whether she was in compliance or not. However, she did not send back the application to the City of West Palm Beach, and I'm not sure if she was looking through the DPPR website. I didn't see a license in the system. So I informed her of that, and she assured me that she was going to email the new application to me this morning, and it informed her that this case is already going forward, and told her that I'm going to request 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter. So the city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
Did you say 30 days?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't see the picture. Was this being advertised as well?
Yes, sir. And the property on City Hall was posted at 9/23.
Okay. So this is being advertised on VRBO?
And like I said, I spoke to her about 10 minutes ago, and she assured me that she was going to send me the application.
$620 per night.
We have some properties outside there renting for, or advertising for $50,000 a month.
It's an interesting business, isn't it? In case CE 2108036, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of listed code sections. Respond as 30 days to come into compliance or fine of $200 per day may issue.
Number 23-421 Pilgrim Road, CE 210900042.
This property too was cited for failure to obtain a rental license, certificate of use, and a business vacation rental license. Certified mail was signed for on 9/10/2021. I've had no contact with the property owner, and there is no application in the system for a license. The city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance or $200 a day thereafter.
This is another advertisement, huh? You said you had service through certified mail?
Yes, sir.
And this is, you're seeking the same 30 days or $200 per day?
Yes, sir.
You said you didn't have contact with the owner here?
No, sir.
But they did sign the certified mail?
Yes.
All right, in case CE 210900042, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, find the property in violation of 18162A, 2232A, 82151. Respond as 30 days to come to compliance or fine of up to $200 per day may issue.
Number 24-1713 Florida Avenue, CE 210900046.
1713 Florida Avenue was cited for failure to obtain a rental license, certificate of use, and is being advertised as a vacation rental. Service was accomplished by posting on 9/23/2021 at the property and City Hall. Now, this particular property has a peculiar situation. The property was inspected on last Friday. The property passed the code inspection or code enforcement inspection. However, it failed the zoning inspection because they applied for a license for 6 units. According to zoning, this property is not zoned for 6 units. A check of the green card this morning, it doesn't show, it shows 6 rooms, but not 6 units. But there is 6 units in this at this property. And
Oh, we're not going to solve that for them, but they're going to have to figure out a way to get this thing licensed, huh?
So, is it possible to give them 45 days in
Yep.
order to obtain these permits? Or $200 a day thereafter?
Well, since they're trying, let's give them some extra time to try.
Okay, thank you.
All right, in case CE 210900046, you said it was posted. Was it also sent by certified mail?
Beg your pardon?
Was it also sent by certified mail or just?
Certified mail was returned.
Okay. I find notice is good. Property violation of 18162A, 18151, and 2232A. Respondent has 45 days to come to compliance or fine of $200 per day may issue.
Number 25-2015 Okeechobee Boulevard, CE 210900193.
2015 Okeechobee Boulevard was cited for failure to obtain a business license, a business tax receipts, certificate of use, and BTR penalties. This particular property is being run as a restaurant PDQ. The property was posted on 9/23/2021, and certified mail was signed for the following day, 9/24/2021. I spoke to a manager from PDQ by the name of Mike on 9/30. I also sent him the application for the business tax receipt. As of this morning, I did not receive the application back, nor is there any application in the system for PDQ restaurant. The city is requesting a one-time fee of $250 for the penalties, which is 82143-C, and 30 days to come into compliance with the business tax receipt, or $200 a day thereafter.
So you spoke with them and they still didn't get it done, huh?
Yes, so at 9:30 I spoke to Mike.
All right, in case CE 210900193, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2232A, 82143C, and 82144. As to 82143C, I issue a one-time fine of $250. As to 2232A and 82144, I give the respondent 30 days to come to compliance or a fine of $200 per name issue.
Thank you.
Number 26 is complied, 1001 Okeechobee Boulevard, CE 211000079. Number 27 is complied, 1015 Okeechobee Road, CE 2110083. Number 28, 1037 Okeechobee Road, CE 2110084.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 1037 Okeechobee Road was initially cited on 10/7/21. Certified mail was sent on 10/8/21. We do have a signed certified mail receipt on file. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on 10/7/21. Property was cited for 18103B, rotted wood to the exterior of the structure, and 18106A, clean and sanitary conditions on the property. As of last evening, all violations still remain. The city would like to give them 30 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $50 per day be imposed.
Have you had contact with the owner?
None whatsoever. On a previous occasion, I know that this particular property was owned by some type of college. When I cited them on a prior occasion, they did respond. Unfortunately, on this occasion, there was no response.
Is 30 days a sufficient amount of time? Rotted wood, I know, can take some time.
Well, in my view, 30 days would be sufficient, but the city's amenable to giving them some additional time.
Why don't we make it 45, just so that we don't force them into a violation here?
Okay.
All right, in case CE 211000084, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18103B and 18106A. Respondent has 45 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day may issue.
Number 29, 1101 Okeechobee Road, CE 2110086.
Michael Williams, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. Property 1101 Okeechobee Road was initially cited on 10/7/21. Certified mail was sent on 10/8/21. The certified mail receipt was returned. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on 10/7/21. Property was cited for 94-316-D-1-A, construction site maintenance. What happened with this particular property, there was a structure that was there. They did pull a permit to demo that structure, and part of that demo entailed putting up temporary construction fencing, and also once the demo was completed, there is a requirement for the removal of the temporary fencing, which did not happen. And so for that reason...
How long ago was the demo?
I don't remember the exact date, but that was at least, I'm guessing here, I'd say
Days, weeks, or months?
months.
Okay, so long enough that it should be done.
Right, absolutely. I did, however, receive an email from the attorney, someone who actually represented it, at least in the correspondence, as an attorney, indicating that going forward, that the property owner will maintain the property. He further stated in the correspondence that they were aware of the notice and that they were working on bringing the property into compliance. And what the city would like to do is give them 15 additional days in order to comply, or a fine of $500 per day be imposed, and also in order to abate the property.
So tell me why $500, that's a bit more substantial than we typically do in these kind of cases.
Well, the poles that were used for the temporary fencing actually present somewhat of a health safety issue. Someone could fall onto one of those poles rather, and in my view,
Are they a
become.
wind hazard? The wind could pick them up and throw them? Are you
Yes,
concerned about that?
also that as well.
So you believe that the condition of this property constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, in case CE 211000086, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 94-316D1A. Make further finding that said condition of the property constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. I order the respondent to come into compliance within 15 days. In the absence of compliance, I hereby assess a fine in the amount of $500, and I authorize the city to enter and abate any and all violations. I hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Number 30 is complied, 1204 Okeechobee Road, CE 2110089. Number 31 is complied, 1227 Roebuck Court, CE 2110093. Number 32 is complied, 1146 Elizabeth Ave, CE 2110095. Number 33, 910 4th Street, CE 2109040.
Good morning. Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. The property at 910 4th Street was originally cited on September 20th of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, and failure to comply. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on September 22nd of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. The city is asking that the property come into compliance within 7 days or abatement.
Tell me why the city is seeking an abatement here.
Well, looking at the pictures, it's severely overgrown. There's rats, raccoons, other vermin that are running through the back of it, as well as the palmetto trees in the back of the property.
Have you had any contact with the owner?
No, sir, I haven't.
Is there any evidence that they're attempting to bring this property into compliance?
No.
And you believe the condition of this property constitutes a threat to the health and safety, welfare of the neighbors in the city?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you said you got service through certified mail and posting?
That is correct.
All right, in case CE 2109024, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of the listed code sections and make further findings that condition of property constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. I order the respondent to come to compliance within 7 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city of West Palm Beach to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations. Hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Number 34, 634 5th Street, CE 2109024.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 634 5th Street was originally cited on September 22nd of 2021. Excuse me, for excessive overgrowth, graffiti removal, landscape maintenance, and failure to comply. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on September 22nd of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current.
There was an attempt to try and paint over the graffiti. There is a picture that shows they did use a color that was not actually the same color as the building. You can actually still see through the paint where the graffiti is. But actually right now, all the violations are still current. And the city is asking that the property come into compliance with an additional 7 days or abatement.
Why abatement? Why is the city seeking abatement?
It's overgrown in the front, sides, back of the property. It needs to be cut and cleaned up. There are some vagrants that have taken some refuge on the sides of the property where it's severely overgrown. So that's why the city's seeking the abatement.
And you believe that constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I've never really abated graffiti before. Not sure exactly how that can be a threat.
Well, basically, the graffiti is actually, it's painted over, which is a form of what the graffiti eradicator does as an abatement. So they paint over it the same color as the building so that you can't actually see it.
And perhaps the concern is that the graffiti suggests it advertises that the building is not being maintained so that vagrants and others will occupy it.
That is correct.
Is that the concern?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 2109024, I make the following findings of fact on life. I notice is sufficient from the property in violation of the listed code sections. Make further findings. Said violations constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. Hereby order the respondent to come into compliance within 7 days. In the absence of compliance, hereby authorize the city of West Palm Beach to enter the property and abate any and all violations. Hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Number 35, 413 North Sapadilla Avenue, CE 2109060.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 413 North Sapadilla Avenue was originally cited on September 22nd of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, and failure to comply. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on September 22nd of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. There was a partial attempt to cut grass around the base of the bulk of all of the trees, but in my 2-it, when I put the notice out, I did put specific information that said that a lot of the heavy vegetation needed to be trimmed and cut back, so none of that was done. The city is asking that the property come into compliance within 7 days or abatement.
So they cut the grass, but they didn't cut back the trees.
That is correct.
Have you had contact with them? Have you discussed it with them?
No, sir, there's been no contact with the owner.
How long ago did they cut the grass?
It was about 6 days ago.
Is it possible that they're doing both and they just haven't done the other one yet?
It's a possibility, but from my understanding with talking to some folks in the community about this particular owner, he does very little for any of his properties at all.
And you're seeking abatement because you believe that the trees constitute habitat for vermin?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
That is a significant amount of growth there, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, in case CE 210902660, I make the following findings of fact on life. I notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, and 18215B. Or the respondent, I make further findings that violation constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. Or the respondent to come into compliance within 7 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city to enter and abate any of all violations. I hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Number 36, 1010 Adams Street, CE 210901313.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 1010 Adams Street was originally cited on September 30th of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, failure to comply, and garbage can placement. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on October 1st of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. The city is asking that for the ordinance of 18106B, 18106K, and 18215B be in the forms of an abatement. And for the garbage can placement, we're asking for $25 a day, if not rectified within 6 days.
That's some significant growth there, huh?
Yes, sir.
I need for the record for you to tell me why you think that constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare.
To the side of the property, excuse me, to the side of the property, the animal control department was out there about 6 days ago and trapped, I think there were 2 or 3 raccoons at the back of the property. There is more significant growth toward the back of it and behind it directly.
So it's constituting habitat for vermin?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Did you want to give them 7 days?
That's fine.
All right. In case number CE 210901313, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, and 18215B. Said violation constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. Respondent has 7 days to bring that in compliance. In the absence of compliance, the city may enter the property and abate any and all of these violations. The cost of said abatement is charged against the property and property owner. As to 7434A1J, respondent has, we'll say 7 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of $25 per day may issue.
Number 37, 917 13th Street, CE 2110014.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 917 13th Street, which was originally cited on October 1st of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, failure to comply, and outdoor storage. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on October 1st of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. The city is asking that the property come into compliance within 7 days or abatement.
Tell me about the condition of the property that constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare.
The property is severely overgrown on basically all sides. Excuse me, all sides of the property. To the left of it, there is a homeless person that's been living in underneath the brush. So the city wants to basically abate it and get it all cleaned up.
All right, in case CE 2110014, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, 18215B, and 9471C. Make further finding that said condition of property constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. Hereby order the respondent to come into compliance within 7 days. In the absence of compliance, the city is authorized to enter the property and abate any and all violations. The cost of said abatement is charged against the property and property owner.
Number 38, 913 13th Street, CE 2110015.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property at 913 13th Street was originally cited on October 1st of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, failure to comply, junk and abandoned vehicles, and parking space requirements. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property was posted on October 1st of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. In this case, the city is asking that the property come into compliance with an additional 15 days or abatement.
Same question.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the condition of the property that you think requires abatement.
The case before and this case here are basically side by side to each other. So this person is basically going from one point to the next. There is a section to the right side of this property that's overgrown between where the trucks are, where they're doing basically the same thing. So we want to cut it and clean it up. The trucks, the
Permit and homeless people living on the property?
Yes, sir. The vehicles that are abandoned need to be moved too as well.
I guess you haven't had any contact with his owner, huh?
No, sir, I haven't.
The certified mail was returned, though.
Yes, sir, it was.
Was it signed and returned? Yeah.
I don't believe so. Take a look at that, see if it was assigned. But I did post the property, so
And City
we
Hall,
had good
okay.
service.
All right, in case CE 2110015, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, 18215B, 34102A, 9442A. Make further findings that violations constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach, or whether the respondent to come into compliance within 15 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all violations. The cost of said abatement is charged against the property owner.
Number 39, 703 14th Street, CE 2110029.
Officer Phil Cartwright, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property at 703 14th Street was originally cited on October 4th of 2021 for excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, secure vacant property, board and secure, and failure to comply. Service was achieved by certified mail. The property is posted on October 4th of 2021, as well as City Hall. All violations are still current. The city is asking that the property come into compliance within 10 days or abatement.
Have you reached out to the bank at all?
I did make two attempts to call, but I never got a response back. I left 2 voicemails.
Usually they have like a division that's in charge of,
Yes, that is correct. I had a previous case before where they had a liaison that specifically deals with those type properties, but in this situation, I made 2 attempts to call, but never got any information back.
and I think you said you did certified mail and you posted the property?
Yes, sir, I did both.
So tell me about the condition of the property that you think requires abatement.
The conditions are severely overgrown. The building is actually open. People have been going in and out. There had a case a couple of weeks ago with the police department having to go there because of vagrants that were actually sleeping inside of the building. So we want to secure it up. It is about half a block away from a daycare. So we want to make sure that we get it secured up so that we don't have any issues going forward.
Consider me convinced. In case CE 2110029, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 18106B, 18106K, 18214B, 18215B, and 18265. I make further finding the said condition of the property constitutes a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. I order the property to come into compliance within 10 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all violations. I hereby assess the cost of abatement against the property and property owner.
Thank you.
Number 40, 5200 Webster Avenue, CE 210800381.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on September 1st for Florida Building Code 105.1 and 110.3. Required permit and inspections for a new 6-foot wet fence. Excessive overgrowth, trees, hedges, obstructing right-of-way, and landscape maintenance. Certified mail was sent out September 1st. It was signed for September 25th. In addition, the property and City Hall were posted September 8th. I have had contact with one of the owners, David Jalava. Since then, the overgrowth, code sections 18106B, 744C4, and 94446-2 have been complied. A fence permit has been applied for, but it's still pending plan review. So they need some more time. The city is recommending 60 additional days to comply with the 2 remaining code sections, or we're asking for a $150 a day fine.
So we're just down to that obviously new fence.
Yes.
Okay. In case CE 210800381, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient for the property in violation of 110.3 and 105.1. Responded to 60 days to come to compliance or fine of $150 per day may issue.
Number 44, 923 McIntosh Street, CE 210900122.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on September 15th for 18106E, exterminate 18162A rental license violation, and 2232A certificate of use. Certified mail was sent out September 16th, 2021, signed for September 20th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on September 20th. I spoke to the owner, Chris, earlier this week. We scheduled the rental inspection for next week. The application is in our system and paid for. I would like to remove 18106E as a violation. I spoke with the owner. It came through a mayor's complaint that there was a bee infestation and they had sent out like the utility worker or something. But with the complaint had said there's bees in a window AC unit, and there's no window AC units at this property. It's central air.
Did
So
you
I'd like
observe
that
any
removed.
bees on the property?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
So I'd like that removed. And then for the other two code violations, the city's recommending 30 additional days or $100 a day.
you said they've already applied for the license, they just have to do the inspection?
Yeah, they applied and we scheduled the inspection, so they,
Fantastic. In case CE 210902122, make the following findings of fact on the live find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18162A and 2232A. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day issue.
Number 45, 5501 Hobart Ave, CE 2109031.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on September 15th, 2021. It was cited for Florida Building Code 105.1 and 110.3. The rear neighbor reported that this property had built some wooden structure in their backyard. There were no permits on file. 34102A, they had a disabled trailer being kept in the front yard, trash can in public view, outdoor storage. Certified mail was sent out September 16th. It was signed for October 7th. In addition, property and city hall were both posted September 20th. I spoke to the owner, Noel. Since making contact with the owner, violation 34102A, 7434A1H, and 9471C have complied. The owner states that it's a shed that he built in the backyard. He has applied for the permit. It failed plan review. It's pending a resubmit and approval. The permit has not been issued. I gave him contact information to stay on top of making sure he gets the permit and inspected. The city's recommending 60 additional days for him to do this, or the city's asking for a fine of $150 a day.
So he brought everything into compliance except for whatever that structure is in the back of his
So
yard.
34102A is complied, 7434A1H, and 9471C.
Yeah, so it's just the pergola, or
Yeah,
the shed,
well,
or
he
whatever
said it was
you
a
call
shed, yes.
It's a shed, okay. And he submitted an application for, he submitted a permit for it, it got rejected, and he had to submit a new permit.
Yes, he has to
Okay.
resubmit and obtain it.
And you believe 60 days is sufficient time for him to get this accomplished?
I believe so.
All right, in case CE 2109031, make the following findings of fact and life. I notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 105.1, 110.3. Respondent has 60 days to come into compliance or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Number 46, 4401 South Flagler Drive, CE 2109026.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited September 22nd. It was cited for excessive growth, clean and sanitary conditions, failure to comply, and overgrowth. Certified mail was sent out September 23rd. It was returned October 4th. In addition, the property and city hall were both posted on September 27th. I've had no contact. I re-inspected this on October 8th. The re-inspection failed. The property was not completely cut, and it has not been cut since. If you see in the pictures, they just cut what was closest to the sidewalk and left the overgrowth directly around the building. The city is requesting an additional 7 days to come into compliance, or we're asking for a $50 a day fine. The property is vacant. At one point, there was like a developer sign, like they were gonna have a project, but they removed the sign. So I guess the project must have fell through. What's that? It's not significantly overgrown to the part to abate, but like to get them fined.
Well, you should keep an eye on it. You know, let's make it 10 days just because of the mailing issue. We want to make sure that they have an opportunity. If it's not overgrown enough to require abatement, let's just make sure they have enough time.
Okay.
All right, in case CE 210902666, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106B, 18106A, 18215B, and 744C3. Respondent has 10 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $50 per day may issue.
Number 47, 4414 Washington Road, CE 210902668.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited September 22nd. It was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, excessive growth, failure to comply, trash can in public view, overgrowth, landscape maintenance. Certified mail was sent out September 23rd, signed September 28th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted September 27th. I've had contact with one of the owners over the phone and email. They're planning on demolishing the property. They just purchased it. But as of today, there are no permits approved for such work. And the property is not being maintained. They're out of the city. I think they're in Miami. So they're not maintaining the property. The overgrowth that's in the swale area, the neighbor actually cut the grass because it was so bad. No one's maintaining the property at all. The city is recommending they give 10 additional days to comply with these violations, or I'm asking for an order to abate the violations.
Tell me about the conditions of the property that you think warrant an abatement.
It's overgrown. It's habitat for vermin. Health and safety of the community.
Is it growing into the neighbor's yard as well?
And the whole side on the left side, it is overgrown and not being maintained in the front.
It's thick enough to constitute habitat for vermin?
Yes. It's abandoned. I mean, it's vacant. No one's coming.
When you spoke to the owner and they said, did they say they were going to seek some demolition permits, or they just said?
They said they can't apply for it because it's historic until they have their plans approved for the new construction.
Well, in that case, they're going to have to maintain it until they do.
And I let them know, and they haven't responded since.
You did explain that to them, right?
Yes, I explained throughout the whole process it needs to be maintained.
All right. In case CE 210902668, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient on the property in violation of 18106A, I saw the trash. 18106B, definitely saw that. 18215B, 7434A1J, you can see that. 7444C3, saw that. And 944462. I make further findings said violations, except for, well, I guess I'm going to have to bifurcate this because a trash can in public view can't be a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. So
okay. I'd like $25 a day for that.
All right, as to 18106A, 18106B, 18215B, 7444C3, and 944462, I make further finding that said violations constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. I order the respondent to come to compliance within 10 days. In the absence of compliance, I authorize the city of West Palm Beach to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations, thereby assess the cost of abatement against the property owner. As to 7434A1H, I find the violation exists on the property. I order the respondent to come into compliance within 10 days, or a fine of up to $25 per day may issue.
Thank you.
That completes the first part of our agenda.
All right, are these the other matters set for 11:30 again?
I don't know.
Is that correct?
11:30?
All right, so we're going to take a short recess and reconvene at 11:30 for the other matters agenda.